What's up, everybody? Back with another review. This is Riley for Real Takes, and I am back here with another review. This time I am reviewing Bad Times at the El Royale. Got a lot of movies I'm catching up on, a lot of movies I'm seeing for the first time. Go back and check out my review of things like First Man. I reviewed the Netflix film Hold the Dark. I just watched 22 July on Netflix. I'm going on a tear here watching movies, but I'm here today, or tonight I guess I should say. I saw Bad Times at the El Royale today, and this of course is the new film written and directed by Drew Goddard, who of course you know from movies like Cabin in the Woods. Goddard was also involved in things like Daredevil, and he wrote The Martian. So this guy's got a good film and TV pedigree, and Goddard definitely puts his unique spin on this film that stars Chris Hemsworth, Jeff Bridges, Cynthia Erivo, Dakota Johnson, John Hamm, Lewis Pullman, Nick Offerman, along with several others. Shea Whigham is in this movie, who was just in First Man, and he was also in Sicario Day of the Soldado that I just watched as well recently. And I got to tell you, that guy's got to be the hardest working dude in the business. But this movie, let's get back to the movie. So the movie centers around an establishment, a rundown hotel called the El Royale. It's at Lake Tahoe, and it's right on the border of California and Nevada. So there's an interesting kind of unique setting to the film here, with all these characters converging into this one area. And the movie, above all, is really, really fun. It has some great performances. Drew Goddard structures the film in a way that is really interesting, and he balances it really well. A couple of performances that definitely steal the show. Jeff Bridges, Cynthia Erivo, Chris Hemsworth are all fantastic in this movie. I think it's one of Hemsworth's better dramatic performances. He's very unsettling, very bizarre. He kind of plays like a cult leader, and he is chasing after Dakota Johnson's character along with her younger sister, Kaylee Spaney, who's fantastic in the movie as well, kind of creepy, kind of unsettling. And that's kind of the overall theme of this movie. It's a very creepy, unsettling hotel. Some dark things have gone down here in the past. So there's some interesting dynamics there at play as well. But really those three, Bridges, Erivo, and Hemsworth, kind of starting with Chris Hemsworth. I mentioned him. He is fantastic in the movie. But let's go back to some of these other characters. Jeff Bridges, who plays a priest, who is fantastic in the movie. He's got a dark past as well. He's got some interesting things going on. And he mostly kind of interacts with Cynthia Erivo, who plays a singer named Darlene Sweet. They're both fantastic in the movie, and the characters really work well. But I think the biggest strength that this movie has, it is a little long. It's about 2 hours and 21 minutes. There are some things I think that probably maybe could have been cut out, but I don't know any specifics, and that's the most interesting thing. There's an interesting parallel this weekend between this and First Man, in the sense that these two movies, I would have watched more of them. There are some things I thought dragged a little bit with Bad Times at the El Royale, but when the most fun moments in this movie are really, really fun to watch, particularly the film's final act, which is very tense, very interesting, and the movie is structured in a way that Drew Goddard pulls off brilliantly. There's various events that take place during the movie, and they're told from different perspectives, which is a really fresh, really original take, a unique way to tell this story, and I really enjoyed it. Usually that can muddle a story a little bit sometimes, but I just really liked how Goddard kind of weaved in all of these stories, and eventually everybody kind of converges in this hotel, and it's just a really, really well done thing that he did with that. The movie is shot really well. It has some really great, interesting movements of the camera and different shot selections and things like that. It uses music very well, kind of some of the period music. There isn't a specific time and date that is laid out in the movie, but it definitely takes place in kind of the 70s era. Darlene Sweet, the character played by Cynthia Erivo, is really kind of obsessed with the music of things like the Isley Brothers and the Four Tops and different things like that, the Supremes. And I thought they worked a lot of the different character traits into the movie really well. And this is kind of a thing that I use a lot when I talk about movies, but the characters really do feel lived in, and the script is great. Goddard, of course, I mentioned, wrote the script. He also co-wrote The Cabin in the Woods as well. He directed that movie as well. And there's some similarities that it kind of has that frenetic energy, that really interesting dynamics between the characters, some larger kind of bold things at play, but Goddard never ever kind of lets the film slip away into the ridiculous nature of things in the film. Ultimately, this is definitely one of the better kind of thriller mystery type movies I think you've ever seen. This isn't gonna make a lot of money, but definitely, you guys definitely need to go out and check this film out, because this is the kind of movie, it's not going to spurn a big franchise. They're not going to make sequels of this film. This is just a really fun standalone mystery movie thriller, and I had a smile on my face the entire time I was watching it. It's not particularly funny or anything like that, but it's just a really fun experience in the theater. Just watching these characters play out and all the different dynamics as the plots, the plot twists and turns into something really fun, really interesting to watch. And I just really really enjoyed this movie. And it's one of the best. It's one of the best ones here in a month that we've had some really great films. Obviously, A Star Is Born and First Man. I even enjoyed Venom to some degree. And I don't know that I'd recommend you go see that film, but this is one that I think you guys should definitely go check out. If nothing else, it's just a fun time at the theater. It's 2 hours and 21 minutes, like I mentioned. It's paced particularly well, and you don't really feel the length of it. Although like I mentioned, there are some things that I thought dragged on a little bit. But the way that the movie is edited and put together, it just really feels fresh. It really has a great energy to it, and all the characters are fantastic. So once again, Bad Times at the El Royale. I recommend seeing this film in the theater. It's really well shot, really well done. And I feel like I'm getting a little repetitive as I'm learning kind of how to structure these reviews and things like that. But, I'm giving it a shot, and I'm doing my best here for any of the 2 or 3 listeners that are listening to these. So, guys, that's going to be it for this review. Are you guys going to go see Bad Times at the El Royale? Let us know. Tweet at me at Riley Granson. Let me know what you thought of the movie. Comment below if you're watching this on YouTube to let me know what you thought of the film. And we'll see you guys on our next review.